Well, I'm really excited today because I have not only my very special guest, Sheila McKibben-Uren, but she's also my BFF, and we have quite a story to tell you today. My name is Glory St. Germain from Ultimate Music Theory, and not only are we talking about how you can grow your music teaching business at our upcoming live event, but we're just talking about the personal connection. So, some of you may know that I'm an author and written many theory books, but I want to introduce you to Sheila to tell her story of how it all happened. Hi, Sheila.
Hi, Glory. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for asking. Maybe spill the beans. Once upon a time.
Once upon a time, I was a theory teacher with this huge imposter complex because there were so many concepts of theory that I had to teach where I would go, I don't really understand this, but this is what you have to do. And I think it's right. And yeah, okay, we're just going to give it a shot. And that was modes. My big one, modes. So I decided as a person that I wanted to keep trying to figure out why I kept having to say, I don't know this to my students. So I kept buying every theory book in the market that came out. Well, I got a notification from my music distributor that, oh, there's a new set of theory books out. And I said, I want it. Send it to me. And I got the three books, the basic, intermediate, and advanced. And I took them. I was so enthralled with these books that I would do them standing in the grocery line at Superstore. I would do them in between songs at concert band because I needed to keep going because so many things were making sense. And I didn't know what I didn't know until I realized I didn't know that. And that became my motto. And when I got to the part in Advanced on Modes, I cried. And I reached out to Glory and I sent her an email and I said, thank you so much because I now understand modes. And now my background is I'm dyslexic. I have some struggles with learning and some struggles, and so what, it's just who I am. And I made a suggestion. I said, would you be interested in some suggestions that could tweak things to make it a little easier for students that have a different learning style, special learning abilities? And she said, sure. How many pages was that email, Glory?
Yeah, so I was first of all thrilled. I had written 3 little books, no answer books, just basic, intermediate, and advanced. And I too, like Sheila, struggled with music theory. And in writing the books, I wanted to make them simple so they were easy to understand. So I was, of course, honored. My first super fan, right? Here comes Sheila McKibben-Uren. And she said, are you open? I said, oh my gosh, many of us music teachers are really lonely islands of teaching just whatever we can figure out. And like Sheila, go get a book and just guess. So I was welcoming Sheila and I thought, oh, wow, she's going to send me a little idea. I can't wait. Well, 14 pages later, I realized that I didn't know what I didn't know. And I invited Sheila to become my editor. And what's interesting is I still have that first yellow book that I wrote. And on the back cover, because I looked at it the other day, and I had envisioned that there would be more. And on the back cover is a picture of a green book and a purple book. And it just says book 1 and book 2. Like that was it. I didn't know anything. So we not only became very dear friends and colleagues as music educators, but we became writing partners. And, we've written over 50 books together. And one of the things that we want to share with you inside the Music Business Mastery live event is how can you connect with teachers from around the world to learn, to plan, to teach, to grow as musicians? I'm just going to pop that up. And Sheila's been obviously a part of this huge journey. So go ahead and check it out. It's MusicBusinessMastery.live. It's a 3-day event and you'll get all the details there. So we traveled a lot together, Sheila. We've been from coast to coast to coast to coast, and we've even seen fireworks.
I know. And we've dipped our toes in the Pacific and the Atlantic.
We did. And, I want to thank you for that because I'm a little bit of a workaholic. And I know because of our connection, you've really made me realize that even though we've been working and traveling together and presenting the Ultimate Music Theory certification course, that you also need to honor yourself and to take breaks and to accept where you are, which you shared with me today. And it was very meaningful for me because I'm always driven. Like, what else can I do? How else can I serve? And I think the reason that we created the Ultimate Music Theory certification course and now presenting our Music Business Mastery is to help teachers do that too.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to spend 10, 20 years as I did to figure all this out and to give the shortcuts as Sheila discovered and as she contributed to say, hey, but wait, there's more.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling, Sheila? Because you are the Ultimate Music Theory certification examiner and you connect with teachers on a very personal level as the examiner. How does that feel for you in around the world, right?
I absolutely love it because I get to share my story with teachers where I say, okay, you know what? I'm dyslexic. If I don't write this down, I don't get it. I don't see it. I get to share with teachers that, you know what? It's okay to say, I really don't know this because we're not born with all of this knowledge in our head. And the minute we start to accept the fact that, sometimes we can see things in music that we go, oh, well, it's in this self-published piece of music, so it must be right. Yeah, no, because some of them it's not right. And there are reasons behind why it is. And so if you are a teacher and you are open to learning, right there is where you need to be, because you're going to learn so much about how to make yourself better as a person and how to make your business run better. And these are things that you learn when you share with others. And I'm very open about my vulnerabilities and about my learning issues and about my struggles. And so when a teacher can connect with me and say, well, I don't understand this whole interval thing. I thought we were in F major. So why is A to C a minor third when in F major, A is natural and C is natural? And I'm able to go, I had that problem too. And then this is what I realized. And it's like, boom, it's this huge aha moment. And I get to share those because I was that struggling teacher. I was that teacher that just struggled. And my teacher was a know-it-all teacher who would just say, it is because I said it is. And that didn't work for me because I couldn't see why it was the way it says it was. So, and that's how I taught modes. It is what it is. You write the scale and then you go this, and then you write it here and you write it here and you write it here. And then you figure out, you count your tones and semitones. And I couldn't do it. Okay. I mean, I'm dyslexic. Okay. Tone. What comes next? Is it semitone or tone? Like, it just gets mixed up in my head. So it just was so amazing to me as a where I am now, to be able to reach out to other teachers and say, hey, it's okay when you say, I don't know what I don't know. And I'm going to help you know it. But if you don't want to learn, well, that's fine. That's your prerogative. But if you want to learn, and if you want to be better, and if you want to realize, it's like how they say, what is it? There's so many things that they can say, and then it's a double negative, and people like, it's just, until you know what it means, you don't know it. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you learn what you didn't know.
And you help me too all the time in just, sometimes we see things differently. And I think what I'm so passionate about inside the Ultimate Music Theory teachers community is that we come from different perspectives. Some teachers teach young children only. Some teachers like to teach the teenagers. Some love teaching adults. Some love to teach online. Some love to teach in person. Some embrace teaching groups, where others like to teach one-on-one privately. And I think we need to accept our differences and also learn about learning styles, which is one of the things that I teach inside the Ultimate Music Theory certification course. As a practitioner, that I did, we need to understand our students' learning styles in order to be really effective. When I first took my NLP training, I would have bet you $100, Sheila McKibben, that I was a kinesthetic learner. Like, I was positive. And after going through the training, I discovered I'm a visual learner. big time. And what's interesting is that children have a predominant learning style when they're young. And as we get a little older, we can, have a secondary learning style. But for myself, I'm still pretty much a visual learner. And I think it's important that we understand how our students learn. And the key, and I'm going to be sharing this inside of Music Business Mastery Live, is that what do you do when you have different learning styles within teaching a group class? And I think that is really one of the keys. And because you teach groups, you've been teaching music theory club classes for a long time. So share a little bit about your experience in teaching your fantastic group classes.
Oh, I love my groups, and I have different groups, and this is I work with kids from young to old. So I've had theory groups where I've had a 60-year-old and an 8-year-old in the same group, because they're at the same level and they're in the same books. And we just celebrate how we learn. And it's funny because my 60-year-old, who is definitely a visual learner, when I made her stand up and walk the steps and jump from major to, move gently from major to minor, it made sense to her. And it was a kinesthetic activity that I had to do with the 8-year-old, who is not a visual learner. It's hands-on dude for this guy. And so, but she learned from that, even though it wasn't her learning style. So when you meet the needs of each student in your group, you're going to find that everybody else picks up things. And it becomes aha moments for them. So it's so important to understand the learning styles and then to be able to explain it to the students, but understand that when you explain something in a kinesthetic style to a kinesthetic learner, your visual learner's picking up hints.
Yeah.
It's making sense to her. It's like the concrete foundation that makes it go, yeah, I'm doing it right. Woo, awesome me. And that's important. We want those moments. We want the kids to say, wow, I get this.
Yeah. And I think too, when we teach in all three modalities, that's when the magic happens.
Oh,
and
it really does.
We actually learn faster when we write things down, as opposed to just learning visually, auditory, or kinesthetic. So when you embrace learning and teaching in all three modalities, for those of you that are taking notes, write this down. You retain 30 to 40% more information than just through visual or auditory. And it's one of the reasons, and Sheila and I, as we were writing together, we have a firm thing that is write on every page. As you're going through the Ultimate Music Theory series, you have things, there's examples, exercises, and then work activities that need to be done with examples and explanations, because when you write things down, you retain that. And I've done a lot of research, as has Sheila. And as she mentioned, just because you buy a book, there's other options, right? So I know in my research, I actually discovered that learning or reading a book can actually be detrimental to your learning. And I was surprised when I read that. But if you're taking a book, as I did when I was a young student, a little blue book that was so confusing.
Oh, I remember that book.
I won't mention the name, but yes, the little blue book, and then the stack of staff paper. I was so confused and I didn't learn. And the reason is because there was no thought process in how to learn. Even as we were writing our books together, we have square boxes. That means attention. It doesn't have to say, here's an example of da-da-da. It's obvious, right? So I think I'm, as Sheila is, we're just passionate about music theory education, but we're also passionate about providing teaching tools and shortcuts so that we can help you elevate your skill set as a music educator. So how excited are you, Sheila, about Music Business Mastery coming up?
I am so excited because I know I'm going to learn something.
Yeah.
I know it. Like it's just so exciting because I know that I don't know everything. Yeah. And I've been teaching this is going to be my 45th year teaching. 47th year teaching. Sorry, my 47th year teaching. And I still don't know anything. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. I still don't know everything. And I know that I'm going to learn from going to this program. I am going to learn something. I will come away with something. And even if it's just a sentence that resounds with me, even if it's just a concept that, oh, I have this student this is going to work for, or I have this parent that this is going to
Yeah.
help, I have this situation. When you learn one thing,
Mm-hmm.
it's worth it. And I
100%.
know I'm going to learn at least one thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like without a doubt.
Yeah. You know, Sheila, I appreciate you saying that, because when we think about ourselves as teachers, how often do we teach the same music lesson to a student? And maybe this time it resonates.
Yeah.
You know, we've run our music business mastery training, and we will continue to run it throughout, you know, the course of the year, whenever it comes up again. But I have found that there's many of our ultimate music theory certified teachers that come to the MusicBusinessMastery.live event, and they actually say, I always learn something. Because, you know, my words are not identical. It's a live event. It's a 3-day free music teacher training. And I also feed off of your questions. We have Q&A. We also have a VIP package for those of you that choose to accept that. So I really want you to consider joining us at Music Business Mastery Live. Sheila, I love you. We always have so much fun together. I told Sheila today, I said, I think she should do a comedy show, because she makes me laugh so hard. I do want to share a quick story. Sheila and I were in Disneyland doing a presentation. We're doing a live event. Plus we're attending, I think it was a music educators conference. So we were there for about a week. And my thing is I love fireworks. And we were really busy and we weren't going to be able to go and see them. And I was really sad. But we did have a huge room, because we were there for a whole week, and we had a table and we set up our computers and we're working, and we were already sort of in bed, and because we had an early morning, and all of a sudden we heard like, bam, 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 bam. And I thought, oh my God, like what's happening outside? I kind of got scared and thought, like, is there, like, what's going on? And so we opened up the curtain just, you know, to see what was happening. And there was fireworks. And we were, remember, the corner room?
Yeah.
And we saw fireworks every single night.
And our jammies.
It was so much fun. So I wish all of you fireworks today. May your day be filled with joy, grace, and gratitude. And thank you again, Sheila. I'm so thrilled, and I love you to pieces. And it really is a testament not only to friendship, but to the connection that you make with fellow educators when we're not in competition. We're collaborators. We support each other. And I learn from you, Sheila, every day. Every time we have a conversation, I learn something. I learn from the music teachers that are in our program as they share their struggles of what they need and how we can help them make it easier and go figure out the answers together. So, mwah, I will see you guys. Music Business Mastery Live. Oh, we should sign off with our Sola Ti Do. Are you ready?
I am. My Sola has bling.
Your Sola has bling.
Yep.
All right. Get registered. So it's, I better do this the right way. Sola Ti Do. Signing off. Love you guys.
Bye.